just a hack. It's just an absolute hack. And he gets his ass kicked by his teammates every week. It's just, it's terrible. It's just terrible.
If one person says start the show, then the show would then start.
Okay, if we don't
Sean
make
Anderson.
If we don't make a determination of who's talking first,
or
then
then
we're gonna have two
Joe
people talking
DeLeon
over each
would
other
say,
like we
I'm
have
Joe
right now.
DeLeon, and here's Sean Anderson. That's how it would operate. Start the show means start the show. Whoever jumps in on it.
So is the opposite. Say hypothetically, we didn't make that determination of who's speaking first. Is it just, are we just silent until somebody starts talking?
Been using this little gripper on my desk so I could use it on your windpipe.
You've been practicing?
Just take the life out of you. That's the plan. This
is that
is
for
not
you when you move out?
This is not for stress. Don't even start today of all days. Don't start it on my. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not. It's childish. I've been waiting to hear about this for 2 weeks, though, Joseph. 2 weeks. You went on your odd vacation, a vacation that I have heard. I've heard people have bad vacations. I've heard people have great vacations. Yours seemed odd, and it seemed like a waste of money. Please.
Well, a waste of money is a little bit.
A waste of money is how it wasn't.
Okay, so for those who tune into the Draft Prospect Show and the FCS show, I was away because I went to Italy with my family. I've never
after me like a copycat. Sorry,
my trip was booked before yours was. I had never been abroad. I'm Italian, so I've always wanted to go. Shut up. I have always wanted to go to Italy, and my dad and wanted to go with our step family, so we booked the trip when we went. I went with them. We were supposed to be there for 11 days. I ended up being there for 9. And what?
You didn't stay the whole vacation?
Let me get to that.
Oh, I didn't even know about this.
We stayed in a couple different locations, but it was a fine trip. It was okay. It was fun for the first 4 or 5 days, and then I was sick of being there, particularly because of the group that I was with. Now, I love my family. The step family is a lot to deal with for extended periods of time. The dynamic of the trip, I think, is what ruined it because I had fun while I was there. And what I'm referring to is the fact that, my 3 step siblings were hanging out the whole time. My dad and my stepmom were together the whole time. And my brother was with his girlfriend. I was just awkwardly there. It was a very awkward dynamic. I couldn't really fit myself into any situation where I was really hanging out with anyone. I was just there.
The dynamic was odd. You were floating around.
The dynamic was odd.
So it's tough.
No.
You don't.
No, that's not true. I do have social skills.
I can't imagine. I can't believe you left Italy early to go home and work.
Okay. My decision to leave was separate from this, though. My decision to leave was because I originally wanted to leave on Sunday.
And spend what, a week there?
Spend 9 days there. I was coerced by my dad to stay until Tuesday. It's the first week of NFL training camp. I explained to my dad that it's easier for me to leave on Sunday. And by the end of the trip, I was tired. I was done being there. So I moved up my flight and I left on Sunday so I could get back for what was an incredibly hectic week last week. And I'm glad I came back on Sunday. What are you making that face for?
You're not playing in the NFL. You're not. Did you participate in a tryout for the NFL? Are you in training? Are you in NFL training camp?
This is pissing me off.
I'm not trying to piss you off. I physically cannot fathom.
It's the same argument that I had with all of them because they didn't understand this. And this is something that I wanted to talk about on the show is that people outside of media don't understand the timeliness of various times of year.
Sure.
The amount of work that I had, which was light compared to what it's going to be when this actual season starts, was a shit ton last week. The timing of the trip was not great. I'm glad that I went. I'm glad that I went on vacation.
I don't believe
coming home on Sunday. Stop cleaning your goddamn camera.
I wanted to.
Coming home on Sunday allowed for me to get ready for the week. And I still was swamped. You and somebody who works in media should understand that. Coming in on a Tuesday in the middle of the first week of training camp with all the shit that I had on my plate, and you're giving me a hard time for that?
I am, dude, because I am. If I had the opportunity to spend a month in that one town of Sorrento, just the one town, I would have.
I wasn't. In July. in July when there's nothing going on. The month of August it's not so much the coverage, the preparation and lead up to the
Dude,
start of the season. The amount of things that
Italy
need
is
to get
popping in
done.
July. Italy is more popping in July, June, and August than it was in May than I went. I still had a great time. I understand my company was a little different. I understand it was different. If you're stuck, not stuck, but no, if you're stuck there with folks that aren't really vibing with you and aren't trying to get blackout drunk like you were every night, it's tough.
I
But
wasn't
at the same
doing
time,
that.
you claim to like wine, right?
Yes,
And you claim to be Italian.
I am.
So this should be your 11-day Super Bowl.
Sean, I
don't
had a
think
good
you
time.
found a bottle that you liked.
I had a good time. I had a good time for the beginning part of the trip, but I was tired by the end of it. I didn't fully adapt to the time zone, so I barely
You were
slept
tired
the
from
whole
your
time.
relaxing?
I wasn't really relaxing though. That's the point.
Were you guys like doing tours and stuff? What were you guys doing?
We weren't doing tours. I got woken up to have to like go do shit some of the days. One of the things that I was really annoyed that I got woken up for that I didn't want to do was we did like a cooking class, which really wasn't a cooking class. Some guy cooked for us and talked to us while we sat there, and then we kind of helped him. Was the gist of what it was. But
You had
I
an
woke up at 8.
interactive meal in Italy.
Yeah, I woke up at 8 for that, and I wasn't very happy.
I tell you what, if someone woke me up on vacation and said, "Hey, you got to crack some eggs for this Joker," I'd be kind of pissed too. I'm not gonna lie. All right,
That's only a single example. Yeah, of some
but
of the
that
things
is
I had to
something
do to wake
I
up
know.
early for. I was woken up early on most of the days because I was being dragged to things that I just wanted to relax. Instead, it was like a family trip where everyone had to come to everything that we were doing, and I don't like to do shit like that. I think it would have been more entertaining. You were afforded the opportunity to go with your friends. You
Correct.
went with 3 of your friends, 2 of your friends.
2 of my roommates, yeah.
So obviously that's going to be more relaxing spending time with your friends for however long. How long were you there for? 7 days?
Italy for 3 days, Prague for 2 days.
Okay, so you were there for 5. That to me, I think is it. Also, you were there for half the amount of time. Of course, you're not going to get.
I would have killed for another week. I would have killed. I was working 2 jobs. I physically couldn't go there. I couldn't go for any longer physically. I literally could not be there for any longer. You could have. You said you were doing work over there. I almost threw up in my mouth when I heard that you were doing that. Honestly, I did do some work over there also, but that was just out of necessity, not because I was bored.
No, I was doing it out of necessity as well. I had to. There were things that couldn't have gotten done by other people if I was not doing them. There were things that I delegated to other people that did not properly do them, so I had to do them.
I made this analogy a little bit ago. Our operating systems are way different. You operate like a high quality microchip where if a little piece of dust gets on it, it all fails. That was a little breakfast for you. Me, I'm operating like the first computer ever made, where it could be run over by a truck and you could still compute 2 + 2. That is our different operating systems. Yes or no? Pros and cons to each.
I don't necessarily
pros and cons to each.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
As
long as you agree that the microchip operates at a higher speed and efficiency than yours does. That's
in the robotic sense, in the technical sense, sure. But when you have to get personal and you have to be able to overcome, I don't know, not even adversity, but something that you don't particularly agree with.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, whoa. Come on. I'm not being, I'm not out of line here.
That you're making it seem like I'm making a mountain out of a molehill. I was tired of being there. I decided to leave.
You couldn't get used to the time change, you said.
Yeah.
How's that possible? I was used to it immediately.
Because you came from the East Coast, which is 6 hours. I was 9 hours. I traveled 19 hours both ways.
Were you still trying to get 8
there.
hours over there? Was that what you were trying to do?
I was trying to sleep because I usually don't do that when I'm in my normal work schedule.
Joseph,
what?
We treated it like we could sleep on the plane. All right, that's how it should be treated. We can sleep on the plane. Whatever's going on.
You were there
that
for
night. 5.
I was there for 9.
So you should have gotten acclimated easier. I don't think you wanted to get acclimated because I don't think you wanted it to throw off your work-life balance here in the United States.
That
That's
was
what
not.
that's,
That
I
was
think
not.
you
That was not
sabotaged
the.
yourself.
That was not
Your
the
operating
approach.
system sabotaged yourself. That's what, even if it wasn't your direct plan, I think your operating system sabotaged itself. And this is
No,
not a judgment. It's just an observation.
I strongly disagree with that. I think I've clearly mapped out my issues with the trip. I had
How-
fun. Again, I can't.
how
reiterate,
would you rate
I
the
had
trip?
fun for the
In
the
all the
first-
vacations you've taken, all the
for-
vacations.
for the first half of it. It was like an 8.5. For the second half, it was like a 3. I was tired of being there. I
Is it-
wanted to leave. I
Is
was
it a
exhausted.
top 3 Joe DeLeon vacation ever taken?
My memory is not good enough. I don't know, man. I can't even remember the last time I took like a vacation like this. Because I never really used to take vacations
Life
like
is
this.
sad.
I can't include
bum me
Mexico
out.
because my ex-girlfriend ruined it. I can't count Mexico. So that one's
Why?
not that's out of the
How'd you ruin it? I thought you had a good time in
all right,
Mexico.
Well, okay, you could probably imagine how much she was being a pain in the ass. the whole trip.
You bum me out.
Yeah, I
It-
do. Sean,
that bums me out.
I'm miserable. What why is this news? I'm miserable. I think you're over analyzing me. I'm a miserable person. Like, what the fuck is there
If-
else to figure out here? I am inherently not a comfortable person, and I am always in a bad mood. Everything pisses me off. Nothing makes me happy.
Do you know how happy I'm going to be in this next week? Thrilled. I'm going to be over the moon. A little less work for me. Thrilled.
Because see, this is why
Thrilled.
you know what?
I
You know what?
can't-
Wait,
I
wait. You want me
can't
to?
wait.
Do you want me to peel back for a second?
I would love
This is
for
a-
you not to.
This is. I'm not going to disclose the current situation because I'm going to allow for you. Are you allowed to announce yet?
No.
Okay. I was almost going to transition jobs right in the middle of this. Okay, for a listening audience, I will not go in the full detail, but I was offered a job, and part of what motivated to maybe take it was the fact that I would have to not focus on. I could just not think about anything for work for the whole trip.
Sure.
But I decided to stay after a conversation with Believe, and now I'm staying. So I had to work. So now you're in that situation, and we're not going to explain any further. You're now
Sure.
in the situation where you have a new job, how that job came about, and which job that is. We will not disclose if there is any connection to the one that I was offered.
You see, you're doing some disclosing without disclosing right now.
I am disclosing without disclosing. You are now able to do what I wanted to do, which is not have to
Oh my
work for a
God.
week.
Was
I
there-
wanted to do that, and I chose not to, which was not a mistake because I'm happy that I stayed.
Do you know
But
how
it
different it is?
impacted the trip.
Do you know how different drinking is in Italy, where you could just pull up to a joint and say, "Hey, let me get a couple Peronis and some awesome
I wasn't even
melon,"
doing
and
that.
you could sit
I wasn't
there.
even
and-
doing
and
that. I
You
was
don't have to
just going
sit
out and get house
inside.
wine.
They're just bringing it to you. You could just sit in the square and you're just chilling outside drinking.
But Sean,
how
like,
many places can you just do
I-
that here?
I wanted to do that. That's what I wanted to do, but I wasn't really able. That's relaxing to me. Like that is just going, sitting outside,
You're
just
not a-
doing that chilling.
You know what?
That's relaxing to me. I wasn't really afforded the ability to do that. I
This was on
dragged to
you.
shit that I didn't want to go to.
I say this was on you. You should have talked to the step family and said, "Hey, who wants to get after it today?" That's what you should have said. That, hey, who wants to get it going? Who wants to get day drunk and then have a bunch of cigarettes with disturbing images on them because we're in Europe instead of the United States. That freaked me out the whole time there.
Did you hit some bogues? It sounds like you hit some bogues.
No. I just saw them everywhere. I saw the cartons. I was disgusted.
Yeah.
You know what? That marketing worked on me. I tell you
Kept
what,
you away from it?
it worked on me. I'm saying I don't want any parts of that. What they got going on in those boxes. Out of 10, how do you grade the vacation? Because you couldn't give me a ranking of your all-time vacations.
Overall, I would say like a 6.5.
That's a bummer. That's a huge bummer.
I'm a miserable person, Sean. We've already been over this. There's nothing new to discover. Our listeners are fully aware. I'm a miserable person.
God, if Lee Corso was there with you, it would have been a 10.
Why does that Lee Corso have to do
It's
anything?
college football stuff.
Oh. You're an idiot.
That's a bummer, Joe. I'm not going to lie. All right. And I know I'm going to get beat down in a moment. I will.
Mhm.
My time is coming. So
Okay.
everyone that thinks that Sean's really giving Joe the business right now, don't worry. There's something cooked up here where I got to be in the barrel. But This is genuinely upsetting for me that you had a 6 out of 10 vacation to Italy.
It was fine. It was fine. It was a fine
It shouldn't
trip.
be fine. It
it
should
was a-
be amazing. You know
it
what my
was a
trip
weird-
was? A
it was a-
10.
because you were in a completely different dynamic. You were in a
I
completely
understand.
different circumstance.
I get
so you
that.
can't.
You still have
can't
to find a
compare
way
the
to
two.
make it. You need to find a way. You need to will yourself a way to make it an 8.
I'm taking the wheel for a quick second, then you can
Why
have it
not?
back for the final segment.
Go ahead.
What, are you mad that I'm taking the wheel?
No, take the wheel. Take the stick, brother.
All right. So I think it was Thursday night. I was on my deathbed. I was very sick. I got back from and I started feeling sick Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday night I felt like absolute death. I went to bed at like 7:30, passed out on my couch, woke up in a drenched sweat, and then moved to my bed and I fell asleep. I woke
Couch
up.
and a bed. Balling.
Yeah. What? You think most
Continue.
people can't afford a couch and a bed?
Currently, I only have a bed. I didn't even pay for it either, so it is what it is.
Well, you were in a very different job situation than I was now, weren't you?
I don't plan on buying a bed anytime soon anyways. This one's sleeping fine.
Where'd you get the bed?
It came with the place.
Oh, that's very nice.
I'm
So when you
taking
move,
it, if I move, I'm taking it with me.
when you move to you're just gonna steal the bed
Yeah, I'll drive it to Atlanta with me.
to Atlanta.
That's probably where I'll move.
If you move to Atlanta, I promise you, I will shoot you and I will go to jail. Like I
Well,
literally like
the way
this
that things
is
are
the most
shaping up,
spirit-
it looks like we have another deal where I would have to shoot you first.
No. This is
Homie's
like
got a girlfriend. Shoot me if I get married by 30. It's gonna happen. So here we go. Time for me to have to shoot Joe.
Stop deflecting. I really want to talk about the job that you were just offered and that you're taking.
You
Because
can't.
if you move anywhere else but here in the next year, I promise you, I will shoot you. Like there is not a.
You can try to find me.
I don't think my mental state can take that. I really don't.
I'll move like a ghost in Hotlanta. You won't find me.
But
Go ahead.
I woke up
Thursday night.
the next day to this voicemail from Sean.
What are you doing?
It's not playing.
Why isn't it playing? Do you have it on the speaker function?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm praying to God I don't have to hear this.
All right, it's 10:40 your time. Somehow I discovered that Ryan Roberts, your hero, is following Collin Sutrick on Twitter. I don't know how this happened. I don't know why this happened. Reddit FCS also follows Collin Sutrick. This is your issue that I need you to deal with. Thank you.
Colin Sutrick's listener number one of the FCS football pod and every piece of content
he's
that
listener
we do.
number 1 of Joe DeLeon.
No. He is I'm not saying in terms of like quality. I'm just saying he listens to everything that we do. Okay. He doesn't miss anything.
Sure.
How drunk were you, first of all, when you called me?
Well, if it was 10:40 your time and that means it was 1:40 my time. Thursday was an abomination. It was just no.
Don't make excuses. Just tell me.
No. Thursday, it was all the bars sucked. It all sucked. So unlike you in Italy, I had to make my own fun,
Okay.
and that's what I did. We're gonna leave it at that. Maybe I had some drinks.
So like a usual night where you don't go out and you just sit in your room and you indulge.
I don't think I've done the room bit in a smooth minute.
Yeah, I'm proud of you for not. Couple thoughts
Also,
from this.
by the way, that's the same of you doing it in your apartment. By the way, it's just I happen to be in a room.
Yeah, but I don't just get drunk on random weeknights. I have work to get
Your
done.
life would probably be better if you did.
I have to be productive. I like to wake up early and go to the gym and get all my work done and do extra work after I'm done with my work.
You seem really happy. Continue.
So a couple thoughts here. To get Sean to respond to me about planning and ideas, especially for this, which we now want to do as often as possible, is like pulling teeth. But the minute Sean's lips touch alcohol, it is suddenly he's so proactive. It's like, but it's not like he's proactive about the content, which I would encourage. Drunk ideas are the best ideas. We both agree on that. But he calls me with the stupidest shit like this about Collin, who I don't know why you're not following Collin. I think your beef with Collin is ridiculous at this point. The guy listens to all of our stuff. He's incredibly supportive. He's the biggest hack that we know. He might be the mayor of Hack City if we had one.
I am following Collin Sutrick. What am I doing? Oh, no. That's because I made him our problem, not Ryan Roberts' problem. I don't want him to bother Ryan Roberts or
But so let me finish my point. Stop being mean to Collin. Okay.
That won't happen.
But I have a conspiracy theory that it came to mind. I have noticed a pattern that Collin tends to say a lot of the same things that Ryan does in a similar tone. Now, I believe that Collin is Ryan's burner. And I think that if I pulled enough tweets,
Impossible.
I could prove it. The way that this thought popped in my head is when I tweeted that Matt Ariza punt. Ryan comments.
Also, how steamed up were you about that? I got a little
punt.
I got a little blood flow for that, and I couldn't care less about specialists.
Insane punt. No, we've never seen anything like that before from a punter.
Okay,
Ryan comments. First
of all, calm down about that. Sebastian Janikowski was bombing them. All right, so stop it.
He's on the same level, and he's a rookie.
Ray Guy was a weapon.
Wait. Sebastian Janikowski is a kicker.
Shane Leckler, then. Pardon me, I got them confused. I got a 2-pack of Leckler and Janikowski on a 2005 Topps card. All right, it was both of them on there. Pardon me, I got them confused.
Can I have those cards? Do you have those?
Yeah, I have them. You can't.
How much for them? How much for them?
You don't get them.
How much for them?
You don't get them because you didn't acknowledge my Ray Guy comment either.
Ray Guy was okay.
He was a weapon.
Ryan made a comment about it not meaning anything, and then Collin made a very similar, slightly different comment. And I think that I firmly believe that it is his burner.
But that's not what a burner is used for. You don't. It's for defense.
But Ryan's a little weird. Ryan likes. I feel like Ryan's the type of guy that Ryan goes at people. He doesn't need defense. But Ryan's the type of person that would like to have another account to respond to himself. To provide commentary.
I think Collin Sutrick might be your burner.
It's not my burner.
It might be.
Why would it be my burner?
Why are you defending Collin Sutrick and trying to pass him off as another conspiracy theory? Here's Joe's. Let me take you on a wild goose chase.
It's not a wild goose.
Delaware CAA team.
I don't know anything about the Scott Fish Bowl. I don't know any of his. You think I took time out of my day to write
remember the
articles
Scott Fish Bowl? I have never remembered
because it's his whole personality is the
weirdest thing I've ever heard. Also, I don't know what that is. I still don't. He explained it. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. It's a weird theory. I think that there's enough to back it up. I think if we pulled enough tweets, I think we could back it up. The interactions are eerily similar. I've only heard Collin speak once, but we could have, he could have pulled somebody in to speak. For him.
Here's what I'm gonna say about the voicemail.
Yeah.
If we're doing calls at night, drunk,
yeah,
between the two of us, it's 50-50 split right down the middle.
Okay.
So that has painted me in a light where this is just what Sean does.
I do it less
frequently than
you do because I get drunk. I don't get drunk as often as you do.
Doesn't matter. It's still 50-50. For every instance that you can think of, I can think of an instance as well.
That's fair.
That's fair.
I entertain your drunk
drunk
nonsense more than you do mine, though.
Yeah, I do not have.
You usually don't respond to anything I say.
Yeah, because sometimes when you're getting drunk on a Thursday or Friday,
I don't get drunk on Thursdays.
You have drinks on Thursdays.
Not often.
Often.
Not often.
Often. Dude,
not often.
You've called me on Tuesdays, and I've called you on Tuesdays, so we'll put that.
Wait.
You called me on Tuesday.
When have I
was doing this, and then
When have I called you on a Tuesday? Maybe when it was like Memorial Day.
No. Tuesdays.
Oh, are you talking about when I called you at the bar when I was with Joe?
No. That wasn't a Tuesday. That was a Friday.
It was a Friday in the middle of the day.
You've called me on Tuesdays where you said, I went on a date, had too much wine, and then here's the situation. I'm like,
okay.
There were plenty of those.
I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore.
That span.
Yeah,
Joe,
but I took. Okay,
you had an 8-month to a year-long heater with me where it was a lot of calls during the evening.
But not okay. There were like maybe 5 instances I did that, and I told you that I have this tendency to pregame. I used to pregame dates because I used to.
When were you going on dates? Wednesdays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Mondays. Yeah, that's when you were going on. So if you pregame,
but it was like 5 times.
I don't drink during the weekdays.
In a 7-month period, it was like It was 5 times in a 7-month period. Maybe.
No,
I didn't go on that many dates though.
you went on plenty.
Okay, maybe I did.
I think you're trying to withhold because of your current situation.
No, I don't. I'm gonna. No. You're really coming at me with about. You got something to say? You're like,
no,
really
I don't. I'm just saying. No, you're trying to pin me like Sean's, bothering me.
You're coming at me. You're kind of coming at me about. No.
I had to fight my way out of a barrel because we had to listen to my audio that you saved. I'm fighting my way out.
You sent me a voicemail.
Yeah, I know.
If anyone sends a voicemail, it is open game.
It is open game, and it's open game for me to get myself out of the barrel.
Am I not the most technologically inept producer wannabe that I didn't plug my phone into an aux on my Scarlett and just play it that way? Instead, I did
do that. Do you have the XLR to the 1/8?
Yes.
With the dongle?
Yes, I don't.
How simple would that be?
That would be so easy. I don't know why I didn't do that.
Would I be able to hear that in the recording?
Do we test it?
Why don't we have a soundboard then? If we can do that over this, can we just do that?
I would think so.
So if I get an iPad,
yeah,
the setup that I have at the 1 gig.
Yes.
Would that come through on both ends?
We can test it. I think it will. The other thing you can do if we upgrade this account, you can actually wait. If we upgrade the account, I think you can actually program like a soundboard in the back end of StreamYard.
Okay.
Wait, we don't need to.
Jesus, this was the most boring 2 minutes. That is the lamest 2 minutes that's ever been discussed on the show. Is 2 nerds talking about cords and cables. That is what just happened to derail this episode.
Wait, by the way, I'm sure I'll bring this back up on the FCS show before we get to the last topic we want to discuss. So I posted on the subreddit, the FCS subreddit, for the location vote.
Oh yeah.
And I was kind of perusing through, and there was the pinned top thread was National FCS podcasts, the list of them. I'm like, oh, cool, click into it. Someone comments, they're like, which is the best that's not mostly banter? And the Reddit FCS account is like, well, he doesn't include any of the I don't know which moderator it was, because there's a bunch of them. We've dealt with the confusion of communicating with them because there's like 5 of them, but they with the main account, the Reddit FCS account, they responded, ours was the only one that was brought up. Well, I guess Joe and Sean are out of the equation. We were the only one that were brought up.
Dude, that's great.
I guess good thing that we're doing this because we could be a little bit more focused in season.
I think that we don't. I say we just call this the FCS Week 0 preview. This show.
God, how lazy would we be? Week 0 is not till the following week, by the way. Am I allowed to? Can I tell you where we're going? By the way,
no.
I think I need to tell you because we need to like have a plan of what to talk about on the show.
Sure. Yeah, you tell me on the show, and then we figure it out. How about that?
So
it's going to be an adventurous show.
People are going to listen to 20 minutes of us planning a trip.
Sure.
Is that not the most piece of shit audio that anyone's ever listened to?
Do not tell me where we're going until we are on the air on the FCS show. Please and thank you.
Okay.
All right. If I could wrap us up quickly here.
Go ahead.
Quickly is the name of the game. I think Marcus Mariota is going to be a better quarterback this year than Daniel Jones. I do. I think he's going to be better in every single statistical category, if healthy. So I understand that. I understand he has a bit of the injury bug. This is just a thought that I had today while I was just chilling. I said, okay, we're taping with Joe. What's a thought that I can just muster up? And I said, well, I'm taping with Joe. What does Joe know? What does he do? And then I say, oh, Marcus Mariota is going to be better than Daniel Jones this year. And it's not just me saying that for the show. It's something I felt in my gut. It's something that said, hey, this is going to happen. This is going to be true. And this four-eyed goofball is going to try to say otherwise and try to defend Fumble McGee in New York.
By the way, best piece of hosting I think you've ever done, explaining why you wrote something down for a topic. I think Stephen A. Smith does that a lot, where he sits and explains why he's about to bring up a point. Besides, this is a great thought that you have here, Sean, because I think you know how to spark ire in the both of us, cause a debate. This is going to piss you off, but Marcus Mariota is Daniel Jones, but at different points in their careers.
Better.
No, they look at Marcus Mariota, what he was at the very end of his time with Tennessee. There were flashes of what he could do.
He's been to the playoffs twice.
There was mostly flashes of don't just throw in the little snide,
Well,
statistics
one quarterback had been to the playoffs twice. One quarterback had not.
Look at what he did on the field. Take away from the team performance, what he physically did on the field. Both showed mostly shut the hell up.
Sorry.
Marcus Mariota and Daniel Jones early on in their careers both mostly showed flashes of how dominant they can be as a runner, as an athlete. They picked up a lot of big runs. You get the funny catch where he catches his own pass.
You get the funny run where Daniel Jones trips and falls into his own face, and then he could have been a touchdown, and one other quarterback that won't be named wouldn't do that, but it is what it is.
They're both really good athletes, but then when they finally reach that point in their careers where the developmental time is done, the time to prove yourself is here, they still couldn't throw the freaking ball consistently, accurately, make the right decisions, not turn the football over. They are the same player, but at different points in their careers. Daniel Jones is going to do the same crap. He's going to go get signed by somebody as a backup for a couple years, and then he's going to work his way up as a starter. Same deal as Mitch Trubisky. These are all the same guys, athletic guys that are
Jones.
That is just simply not true.
Did Trubisky go to the playoffs in a harder division? He did.
The roster that he was on with the Bears is significant.
Don't even start.
The Bears rosters.
Those Bears rosters were stinkers, and those Titans rosters, it was a stinker. Also, they didn't have AJ Brown.
Wait. But that Bears roster had Khalil Mack on it. That defensive line was so freaking good. That defense was so dominant. That offense was horrible because of Trubisky.
Look, just because
it
both
had Allen Robinson,
I can see how you would compare Mariota and Daniel Jones. I can see that.
I am comparing them based on their lack of achievement, despite being selected
one
very,
has achieved
very highly.
More, and one has achieved more within his first 5 years.
Barely achieved. You know what? Let's pull up the goddamn stats.
Pull it up. Why don't you pull up wins?
No, I'm not.
Why don't you pull up
wins
team
is not a
wins?
quarterback stat.
Let's see which
wins
quarterback
is not
led their
a
team to
quarterback
more
stat.
wins.
Wins is not a
I
quarterback
think that
stat.
Daniel Jones has in 4 years has probably led his team to what? 16 wins?
Wins
in 4 years?
Brock Osweiler led the Broncos
and
the Texans to the playoffs.
That's not the point I was making.
But wins are not a quarterback stat.
Between the two of Mariota and Daniel Jones, pull up some numbers. I didn't.
I'm not pulling up wins. I'm not bringing up
No, go ahead.
wins.
Just pull up records. Pull up whatever you need to pull up, brother. Whatever number helps fit your
numbers.
argument.
I'm going to
whatever.
It's not
whatever numbers help fit your argument. Go ahead.
Okay.
What numbers help fit your argument?
Shut the hell up. First 3 years of Daniel Jones's career, 3,000 yards, 24 touchdowns, 2,900 yards, 11 touchdowns, 2,400 yards, 10 touchdowns. 12 interceptions, 10 interceptions, 7 interceptions, and his completion percentage was 62, 63, and 64. Marcus Mariota's stats in his first 3 years, and he started the same amount of games, 2,800, 19 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 3,400 yards, 26 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 3,200 yards, 13 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Marcus Mariota's passing yardage numbers are slightly better. His completion percentage is worse across the board as he hits 62%.
Let's look up total.
Let's
look up turnovers. Let's look up fumbles lost.
He has more. Wait, let's see if I can pull up his rushing statistics. Where are his rushing statistics?
Where are you at? Pro Football Reference?
Yeah, I'm on Pro Football Reference.
Should be to the right or down. Shouldn't be wherever you're looking right now.
Oh, here it's down. Which one's fumbles? Okay.
Lord.
Marcus Mariota, 10 fumbles, 2 fumbles in those first 3 years. He at the same time rushed for 252 yards, 349 yards, 312 yards. Daniel Jones, conversely, in that period of time, rushed for 279, 423, 298. His fumbles were 19, 10, and 7. 19 was his rookie year, though. 19 was his rookie year, though.
Look, brother, look. It was just a statement that I thought that we could talk about, that Marcus Mariota will definitively be better in all facets of the game this year than Daniel Jones.
I
Enjoy
disagree.
Kadarius Toney. I hope he takes every slant that gets thrown to him 80 yards. I think he's a fun player. Enjoy Wan'Dale Robinson.
Wan'Dale Robinson.
I hope he takes every slant that he catches 80 yards. They're both fun players.
Look, to close out your point here,
Okay.
just to close this out. These two rosters are not the same. Worse offensive line. Giants have a better young offensive line. There's a better run game that the Giants are going to have this year under Brian Daboll. They have a better collective receiving group. All the Falcons have is Kyle Pitts. I'm willing to bet.
Drake London, Cordell Patterson.
Actually, I forgot about Drake London. Cordell Patterson's a running back. They use him.
Stop it. He had more touchdowns than any player on the Giants last year.
Probably.
Stop it.
Jason Garrett wasn't calling the plays.
Stop it. Don't even say any He had more rushing touchdowns or receiving touchdowns than any player on the Giants had last year.
Sean,
stop it.
Sean,
do not even come at me with any Cordell Patterson slander.
Sean, first show bet. So one thing that we're adding into the show when we're doing this is we're doing 4 loco bets. So that the way that these will work, in this instance, we're making a bet.
Sure.
The loser of the bet, once it is determined who the shut the hell up.
Stupid.
The loser of the bet once it's determined who.
It's a bet, so we're gonna bet.
You let me talk.
Awesome.
The loser of the bet has to chug a 4 loco on the show immediately after the bet has been fulfilled. Here's my bet to you. Desmond Ridder will take over the starting job at some point this season. It is going to be a Jalen Hurts type situation where he's going to step in and he's going to play a little bit because they're going to be bad. And then everyone's going to start talking about Desmond Ridder is going to be the next big thing.
What about injury? Does that count?
It will be a push if there's injury. It doesn't count if there's injury. But if Desmond Ridder takes over and he starts at some point this season, if he starts at least one game, just at least one game, you have to chug a 4 loco.
I'm not taking that.
Okay, fine. If he takes over the starting job and finishes the season as the starter, you have to chug a 4 loco.
Give me a game number. Give me a total. Give me a game total of games that Desmond Ridder starts, and I'll take that.
6.
Do you want the over? Do you want 6 in the over? No push at 6. I'll give you 6 and the over. He starts at least 6 games.
So if he goes over 6, you chug the 4 loco. If he goes under 6, I chug the 4 loco.
No, I have the under. Because I don't want him to start because he has a weak arm.
No, wait. No, you're mixing this up. You don't want him. You don't want him to start. So if he starts under 6 games, I am wrong. So I chug the 4 loco. If he starts 6 games or over, I win the bet. You chug the 4 loco.
6 games or over, fine. So if he starts 6 games,
yeah,
I have to chug.
Yeah, we're writing this.
Well,
down.
we better hope that I lose every bet because I know Joe will never chug a 4 loco. So it's fine.
I will chug the 4 loco.
No, you'll take it. You will burp, and then you will say, "I can't do this, man. I just can't. I got so much."
I'm not pussying out. I'm going to do it.
Okay, you prove it to me. I hope I win this, so then I can come back to this date of recording and this episode and pull that and know that's what happened.
Right.
We can say Sean was right again.
I'm writing it down.
Okay, write it down. Has it been written down?
Yeah, I'm writing it down in the show sheet. We're going to use the same show sheet every time so we don't lose track.
Yes, that's how we're going to operate. Yes.
All right.
Do you have anything to plug for the end of the show?
Hack City on YouTube. I ignore the rest of the social channels. We need to figure that out. But Hack City on YouTube. We've got some other things to sort out. We're going to try and do this as often as possible. The idea is, I think, 3 to 4 times a week. If we get into a rhythm, we do more, we do more. Is that fair?
Yes. Any other plugs, like social media handles for you and me?
At Joe DeLeon, at Sanderson Radio. Again, subscribe to Hack City on YouTube if you are not doing so already. And we'll be back with more. You got anything else?
You hit a home run there, pal.
Okay.